12 advertisement video games that you never knew existed. We gonna break it down over here, NGI. So let's talk about it. Starting with number one, we're gonna go over with Big Bumpin', baby. Big Bumpin' is an advertisement game title from Burger King for the Xbox 360, and is published by King Games and developed by Blitz Games on November 19th in 2006. Burger King started selling it with any value meal. It is one of the 3 titles released by Burger King. Big Bumpin' is based on bumper cars, featuring characters familiar to Burger King, like the subservient chicken, Brick Burger, and the Burger King himself. Obstacles in the area's theme parks includes pits and saws. Players can gain power-ups which allow them to deal specific damages, and the arena includes the Icebox, Broiler, King's Court, The Deep, Moonsum of Doom. The game supports up to 4 players and as well up to 8 using Xbox Live. But you try to play it now and you're getting shit because the servers are down. I actually remember Big Bumpin'. I remember the whole freaking Burger King video games. Man, I grew up on that. I was eating some Burger King, bro. I was probably like, what, 10, 11, 12, 13 maybe? And I was like, eating. They're like, oh, video game. I just play the game while I ate. I love it. Let's get into the next one. Number 2, boy. We're going to go back another King Game special. Talk about Pocket Bike Racers. Pocket Bike Racer is another advertisement video game title. We don't have to really keep saying that during every freaking countdown because we already know what the title is. So, another title developed by Blitz Games for the Xbox and the Xbox 360 video game consoles. On November 19th in 2006, Burger King started selling it for an additional $3.99 or $4.99 in Canada with any value meal. It is one of the 3 titles released by Burger King. The game, based on Pocket Bike Racing, features customizable bikes and drivers. Players can choose one of 5 tracks to race on. The game Burger King had a parking lot for a racetrack, a construction site, a neighborhood, the King's Garden, or the fabled Fantasy Ranch set. The game contained a track from Miami retro punk band The Dead Hooker Bridge Club, what the fuck, and Rook Burger is featured on the cover of Pocket Bike Racer, as well as actually being a playable character within the game. Number 3, we're gonna sneak it around because guess what's back, baby? King Game strikes again. Sneak King is a stealth video game by Burger King for the Xbox and 360 video game console released in 2006. Burger King sold the game with the purchase of all value meals. Players take control of Burger King's mascot, the King, in a stealth food delivery themed game that spans 4 levels based on Burger King's commercial advertisements. Sneak King is one of the 3 titles released by the Burger King under the name King Games and developed by Blitz Games. As part of a 5-week promotional campaign between November 19th and December 24th, 2006, Blitz Games was chosen to develop the games originally for the Xbox Live Arcade, but this was later changed to a single disc that would run the game on both Xbox and 360 consoles, where the player can take control of the King, the mascot for the Burger King, who is tasked with sneaking around while delivering 4 different types of Burger King meals to hungry people. Sneak King gameplay consists of 4 levels to explore: the sawmill, cul-de-sac, construction zone, and downtown. Each level features a unique map with the 20 challenges to be completed. There are 2 game modes: free play mode and challenge mode. Free play mode occurs whenever the player is not currently undertaking a challenge or after the player changes levels. In this mode, the player can freely explore the area without noise or sight detection and use the minimap to see unlocked challenges and non-player characters, NPCs. Number 4. Chester Cheetah Too Cool to Fool. Chester Cheetah Too Cool to Fool is a 1992 video game that starred Cheetos mascot Cheetah Chester, only released in North America. The game is composed of simple side-scrolling platform levels. On each level, there is a hidden scooter part. In-game, Chester can dash and stun enemies by jumping on their heads. The instruction manual actually contained a popular English recognized by many gamers, as in Chester Cheetah's way is one-person play. The English spawned due to bad translations and attempt to rhyme in an Esperantic terminal like Dr. Seuss. No actual mention of the Cheeto snack food is made in the game, but Chester's health points are represented as Cheeto Paws. Number 5. And no, I did not count. And I was just building up that anticipation. Boy, let's get it on. We have the McDonald's Happy Disc. A demo of Power Rapper the Rapper 2 was included on the original McDonald's original Happy Disc, a Japanese promotional disc released 3 months before the final game. It only has the first level, themed like a McDonald's restaurant, but also had many differences. At this point, the title screen was a flat image, but there was still some minor differences. Considering the symbols in the logo are different sizes, the logo is shifted more towards the left. The noodle background is larger. There's a red katana that simply translates to McDonald's version above the logo, and all the meters at the bottom are different colors. And on top of the screen, button prompt bubble is a different shape. Brian's Burger's master icon in the prompt bubble is a McDonald's logo, and the level itself has McDonald's logos added throughout the textures. And Beard Burger's master had a McDonald's logo on his apron. It ends automatically before the final verse of the song with a thank you screen advertising the full game. But before returning you to the title screen, the sounds for succeeding and failing a verse are different than what was in the main game. Then we had dun 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 6. Yonoid. Yonoid is known in Japanese as Kamita no Ninja Haramaru Kamo no Ninja Haramaru. Lit Mass Ninja Haramaru. It's a 2D action platform game developed by Now Production and published by Capcom for the Nintendo Entertainment System. The game was first released in Japan on March 16, 1990, and was localized in the United States to promote the Noid, the mascot of Domino's Pizza. The game is also released as part of Nintendo's Play Choice 10 series and featured in the Japanese TV show Game Center CX. In Yonoid, wild creatures are led by Mr. Green are running amok around the New York City as they cause havoc. Both games use the modified engine of Wakanland and share the same gameplay. Hadamaru Noid has no life meter and loses a life by either making contact with an enemy or running out of time before completing a level. For offense, both characters use different weapons, a hawk for Hadamaru and a yo-yo for Noid, but they can gather magic points by collecting scrolls and using them for screen clearing special attacks or very rare power-ups, both kinds of which are found in large scrolls open with their weapons. Extra lives are awarded for every 20,000 points scored, and Hadamuru uses his hawk companion for flight. Minigames vary for each version. In Hadamaru, for example, the player whacks penguins in one of the stages, while Yonoid uses a pizza crusher level. As seen on the Avoid the Noid commercials, boss battles in Hadamuru utilize a card battle system, while Yonoid focuses on pizza eating contests. Exclusive to the Yonoid version, the back cover of the game also contained an instruction manual, included a $1 off Domino's pizza coupon for Yonoids. Number 7, we bringing it in with Pepsi Man. Pepsi Man. Pepsi Man is an action game developed and published by Kid for the PlayStation. It was released in Japan on March 4th, 1999, and is based on the American carbonated soft drink Pepsi's exponential superhero mascot. It focuses the player on avoiding obstacles by running, dashing, and jumping, while Pepsi Man automatically runs forward through each of the game's stages. Pepsi Man is an action game that consists of 4 stages, each divided into smaller segments, and each involving the superhero Pepsi Man saving a person who is dehydrated. Yeah, let's just give a dehydrated person some soda, such as a military man in the middle of a desert, by giving him a can of Pepsi. The first 3 stages are based on real locations: San Francisco, New York City, and Texas. The last one takes place in Pepsi City. The game is played from a third-person perspective, with Pepsi Man automatically running forward through the stages, sometimes running through homes and other buildings. The player takes control of Pepsi Man himself, aiming to dodge obstacles, such as cars, construction cranes, and people, as well as Pepsi-branded obstacles, including a Pepsi truck. The player does this by using 4 different moves: running, dashing, jumping, and super jumping. The player gains points by collecting Pepsi cans. Number 8. Chase the Chuck Wagon. Chase the Chuck Wagon is a 1983 promotional video game written by Mike Swartz for the Atari 2600 and distributed by Purina. Wait, let me say it again. Let me clear my throat. Purina. It was available only via mail order by sending in proofs of purchase to Purina in the 1970s and 1980s. Popular television commercials for Purina dog food included a dog chasing Tidy Chuck Wagon. The gameplay is loosely based on this premise. Chase the Chuck Wagon is a maze game. The object of each maze screen is to move Chuckle, the dog, through mazes of 4 different difficulty designs and escape through the opening directly below the Chuck Wagon. The player has a limited time, usually around 60 to 30 seconds depending on your difficulty setting, per maze to accomplish this. There are 2 obstacles in each maze. The dog catcher moves through the maze, and if he touches Chuckle, the player loses 1 life. The bouncing object, bone, etc. travels back and forth across the maze unhindered by the maze walls, and if it touches Chuckle, he will be frozen momentarily, signified by the maze changing color, making it more difficult to reach the end of the maze within the time limit or avoid the dog catcher. Number 9. Cool Spot. Cool Spot is a 1993 Cool Spot platform game developed and published by Virgin Games for the Mega Drive/Genesis and Super Nintendo Entertainment System of America. The game was ported by other teams to Master System, Game Gear, Game Boy, Amiga, and MS-DOS in the 1994. The title character, Cool Spot, a mascot for the soft drink brand 7-Up. Cool Spot appearances in his own video game came at a time when other brand mascots like Chester Cheetah and Yonoid were appearing in their own video games. 7-Up saw that and was like, we gotta get our own guy something. So, Cool Spot was made. Cool Spot is a single-player platforming game in which the player controls the title character. Cool Spot can jump and can attack by throwing soda bubbles in any direction. Cool Spot can also cling to and climb various things by jumping up in front of them. In each level, the player must rescue other Cool Spots who look exactly alike from their cages. In order to do so, the player is required to collect a certain number of spots. That changes, usually increasing as the game progresses. Spots are placed around the level in large quantities. The player's health is monitored by a humorous Cool Spot face that gradually bends forward and eventually falls from its position as damage occurs. Damage is taken by touching enemies and their projectiles and certain other obstacles. There's also a time limit for each level. The game has no save feature but does include checkpoints in the form of flagpoles. If the player successfully collects enough spots to enter the bonus stage after defeating a level, it is possible to collect continues by grabbing a letter hidden within the stage. Depending on the version of the game, all letters either spell Uncola, which is 7-Up's slogan, or Virgin, the game's developer. If a continued letter is collected, Cool Spot will be able to restart on the level he was at the time of losing his last life, although his total points will be reset. Number 10. Chex Quest 8. Chex Quest 8. Chex Quest. Chex Quest is a non-violent first-person shooter video game created in 1996 by Digital Cafe as a Chex cereal promotion aimed at children aged 6 to 9 and up. It is a total conversion of the more violent video game Doom, specifically the Ultimate Doom version of the game. Chex Quest won both the Golden Effie Awards for Advertisement Effectiveness in 1996 and the Golden Reggie Award for Promotional Achievement in 1998, and it is known today for having been the first video game ever to be included in cereal boxes as a prize. The game's cult following has been remarked upon by the press as being composed of usually devoted fans of this advertising vehicle from a bygone age. In 2019, General Mills released Chex Quest and its previously unofficial 2008 sequel and presented a mini documentary on YouTube. Originally based on the Doom engine, the gameplay present in Chex Quest is substantially identical to its predecessor. The game is played in first-person perspective with the player character navigating through quasi-3D environments, while enemies attempt to attack and immobilize him. Along the way, various serial-themed power-up weapons and ammunition can be found that can boost the player character's health and make him better able to counterattack or flee his enemies. When the final boss is defeated in the last level, the game is won. A few notable differences from Doom are evident, however, regarding enemy profiles, specifically the loss of long-range attacks in low-level enemies and the loss of movement in high-level enemies, and the number of levels in each world, which was restricted to 5 in Chex Quest. Number 11. Captain Novaland. Captain Novaland. Yeah. Captain Novaland is a 1992 educational platform video game developed by Sculpture Software and published by Raya Systems. For the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, starring the eponymous superhero with type 1 diabetes. God rest his soul, R.I.P. The game sees the player's control of Captain Novaland on a quest to save the mayor of Pineville from the supervillain Blubberman. It is a part of educational video game series from Raya that also includes Rex Ronan, Experimental Surgeon, Packy and Marlon, and Bronchi the Brontosaurus. Captain Novaland is a 2D side-scroller. The plot of Captain Novaland has the titular hero setting out to save Pineville's diabetic Mayor Gooden from aliens and their leader Blubberman, as the mayor only has enough insulin for 48 hours. Before the game starts, a doctor and dietitian give advice on how to manage one's diet and insulin. Throughout the game, Captain Novaland has to avoid the alien invaders who have the appearance of junk food items, such as Serial Killer and Larry Licorice. Meanwhile, Captain Novaland must eat healthy meals to keep his blood glucose within a safe zone. Captain Novaland can die if his blood glucose level goes too high or low. Players can earn points by keeping Novaland's glucose levels in the safe zone and defeating the enemy's aliens while receiving bonus points by correctly answering questions that relate to diabetes. In addition, the game has a feature whereby a diabetic player can specify the frequency of their real-life insulin injections. So it's pretty much, advertising insulin for the guys that don't understand what's going on here. That's why it's on the list. Next one. Darkened Sky! Yeah, number 12 is the Darkened Sky. Darkened Sky! Yeah. Darkened Sky is a third-person action-adventure video game developed by Boston Animation. Shout out to Beantown. It was released for Microsoft Windows and the Nintendo GameCube in North America in 2002 and the PAL regions in 2003. The game was also packaged with Outlaw Golf. Its title character is a young woman named Sky who lives in a fantasy realm searching for her mother. She can perform magic using what? Guess what, boys? Skittles! Candies, as well as her staff as a melee weapon. Her staff becomes an energy weapon when you use it with the conjunction of the Skittles. So it's an advertisement game for what? Skittles! Yeah. The game begins on a path in a forest of Lenora near a village and moves to many settings, such as the gloomy Omaruk Anchapalongo and the down city of the dungeon of the same name, Taniki Swamp, which has a maze and scene of riding shotgun on a giant turtle which you cannot steer, a fleet of balloons called the Sky Pirates Camp, the Chinese-style land of Zenjai with lava rivers, 3 dragon lairs of various elemental affinities, and the Warlord's Palace, which is like a maze. Stone Health with 3 combination lock puzzles located in Agent Stone circles, a multi-story dungeon called the Goblin's Lair, the Bone Lands which surround a lava lake, a vampire necropolis called the Gargoyle Cemetery, which leads to a cathedral taken over by the enemy and a giant collapsed staircase of the Bell Tower, and a sky full of floating stones leading to Narok's realm in his lair. There is some short puzzles in this game, as it's a miniature village along a stream with the town called Twell County. And there you have it. I gave you guys the games, the 12 advertisement video games you never knew existed. I gave you the little backstory about them, the little lore about them, how they were, how they get down in the streets. If you guys like this type of video, make sure you comment down below and smash that like, because you know I'm trying to put out these contents, deliver the content to all of y'all. Thank you for hitting me up. We're almost at 200 subscribers. Maybe we might make it past that by the time this video is up. But if we ain't, let's get it to 200. Let's get it to 3, 4, 5. Let's run it up to 1,000. Let's go. And make sure you stay up to date with all the latest in gaming tech news and reviews. Smash that like. And as always, subscribe. God bless and peace.